What's up, everybody? Is anybody ready to get a little bit better? If so, comment yes right now in the comments. Guys, I'm excited to have this conversation right now because there's a lot of you who aren't taking care of yourself. You're hustling, you're grinding, you're pushing hard, you're burning the candle at both ends. I don't care what metaphor you use. You're doing the work. You're doing overtime, right? And you're not taking care of yourself because you believed a lie. You've believed a lie that self-care is selfish. Or perhaps the lie you believed is, I don't need that. I'm tough. I got this. You believed a lie that you are invincible, that you are Superman, Superwoman, Wonder Woman. I don't care who you think you are. But listen, here's the thing. Self-care, is it selfish? That's the question. Is it really selfish to take care of me? Well, yes and no. I mean, because if you don't take care of you, like if it's only about you, that's selfish, I guess, because it's all about you, right? But it's not selfish because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be taking care of anybody else. Like self-care is not optional, it is essential. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you will not be able to effectively, over any length of time, take care of anyone else. And so self-care, it's not selfish. It is absolutely 100% essential. You should type right now and just say, I will take care of myself. You have to choose that though, right? You've got to choose to take care of you. And guys, can I just raise both hands? I have been there and done that. There was a long season where my wife, I'll talk about rhythms here in a moment, but there was a season where every year in late November, at some point in December, she just could bank on me getting sick because she knew it was a season for my work where I was going above and beyond and going long hours and late nights and early mornings. And she just knew. She's like, yep, Mark's sick because, it's that time of year. Like, that's what he does. Why? Because I wasn't taking care of myself, right? There's a long time in my life where I was like an emotional roller coaster. And I would go, come on, it's hard to imagine me being excited, right? But I'd be like, yeah, but then the lows would be low. Why? Why did I experience all that? Why have you experienced probably some of what I'm talking about? It's because we don't take care of ourselves. So I want to challenge you. I want to encourage you to make a decision to take care of you because it is the most generous decision you can make for the people you love in your life. We often say, well, I can't, if I take time for me, I'm taking away from them. No, listen, you cannot pour from an empty vessel. You've got to take care of you so you can show up as the best freaking version of yourself. So how do you do it? Can I give you 3 real simple things of how to take care of you, how to make yourself a priority? Because many of you have not been doing it. Number 1, I just said it, identify your rhythms. So we've got rhythms to our life. I prefer talking about rhythm instead of balance because I think balance is a myth. You can't really have balance in your life. There's too many moving parts. But rhythm, I can handle that because I've got daily rhythms and weekly rhythms and monthly rhythms and quarterly rhythms and yearly rhythms. There's rhythms that happen every few years. Like that is a rhythm, right? It's just like the seasons. We have summer, winter, fall. Like we have seasons. It is good. So there's times for rest and time for work. There are rhythms to our lives. And so I would encourage you for your self-care, you need to identify your rhythms. So let's talk about daily and weekly rhythms. What I would encourage you with that is identify your anchor habits and your anchor people, and sometimes your anchor places. So like the anchors. What are the anchors of my daily and weekly rhythm, right? Because if I'm going to be healthy on a daily and a weekly basis, then I need to have some anchors that keep me in that place. So for me, obvious ones are my morning routine, which includes journaling and affirmation and visualization. These are things that anchor me on a daily basis so I don't freak out in the middle of the day when I got a whole lot of stuff going on. So those are daily and weekly rhythms, okay? There are daily and weekly rhythms like I get a massage and I get a workout and I do, what else? Moving my body daily. I do like stuff to get my body moving in proper ways. So, and there's anchor people in my life. My wife is an anchor person, and my coach, every week I do a call with him. There's people that are anchors in my lives, right? There's anchor places for me. Like every week I go to church. more than once. And so like that's an anchor for me. It's a place that I go to be recharged, to be refilled. So identify your rhythms weekly and daily that are anchors, habits, people, mindsets. And then number two, identify your what I call big tank fillers. Big tank fillers. These are some monthly, but probably more quarterly and yearly and beyond that, right? So what are the big tank fillers that are places that you go, experiences that you create, people that you're gonna have to take a trip to spend time with them, right? There's been a big tank filler in my life every summer since I was like a baby. We've gone to a camp with my family every summer for 10 days. It is a tank filler for me. It's a tank filler for my kids. Like it is everyone's favorite place on the planet. I know every summer I'm going to be in that place. It's going to fill my tank. What is it for you? What are the big tank fillers? What are the people that you don't get to see them all the time on a daily basis? But man, if you can just get 3 days with them, oh my goodness, it's going to fill your tank. Experiences, right? It could be swimming with dolphins or skydiving or zip lining. Like that's all adventure stuff. Maybe it's getting a cabin in the woods and just hanging out in the woods or going camping or going hunting. Shopping does not count. I don't know. Maybe it could count for some of you. I will not judge you. Don't just find out what it is and find that rhythm. So number one, identify your rhythms, your daily, weekly anchors, and your big tank fillers. Number two, identify. There can be three things you identify. Identify what fills your tank. Now, some of that you just heard in some of those things I'm sharing, but here's what I want to encourage you this. Identify what fills your tank. Not what fills your best friend's tank, your spouse's tank, your parents' tank, your boss's tank. Identify with 100% honesty what fills your tank. If you like to play in the dirt and plant flowers and it fills your tank, power to you. Go after it. Go do it. If you want to sit alone, if you want to sleep in, if you want to be in the woods, if you want to be around a bunch of people, if you want to go on a bike ride or exercise, I can't judge what fills your tank. Only you can do that. So don't apologize for what fills your tank. Don't try to make it fit what fills somebody else's tank. This goes extra for married couples, okay? Because like we do that. We're like, well, that fills her tank. I'm going to go with her and like, maybe, no, if it doesn't fill your tank, it doesn't fill your tank, okay? Introverts, extroverts, but that's far, far beyond that. What fills your tank? So identify what fills your tank. And literally, I challenge you today, make a list of all the things, the activities, the places, the people, the experiences that fill your tank and make sure you get that on your list. Like a silly one, I mentioned that I do a massage. I do a massage about every week now. I'm like, took me a while to get there, but I love massages. Just having it on the calendar, I got one this week. It makes me happy. Just knowing it comes at the end of the week. But my wife, she's like, sorry. Doesn't fill her tank. But getting the mani-pedi for her, oh, that lights her up. She's like, it's the closest thing to being at the beach with my toes in the sand. It fills her tank. So she gets more of that. I get more of this. Identify what fills your tank and do not apologize for it. And then number three, this is simple, but this is like the big kahuna. Are you ready? Schedule it. If it doesn't get scheduled, it's not going to get done. And so once you identify your rhythms and identify what fills your tank, you've got to schedule it as often as possible. Schedule it in advance. My morning routine, it's locked in, but you know what? It's on my calendar too. All the things that I need to do on a weekly and monthly basis, they're on my calendar. So if you don't schedule it, it's not going to happen. That trip that you want to get away with that girlfriend or that guy's trip to go golfing or whatever it is, like if you don't put it on the calendar, it's not going to happen. And listen, let me say this to you. We're making these videos as evergreen as possible so that you can always watch this. But if you made it through a little thing called the pandemic, the COVID year, listen, we learned some lessons during that, didn't we? And that tomorrow's promised to no man, okay? You don't know what's going to happen next week. So if you've got opportunity right now to get it on the calendar and to do it, make yourself a priority, fill your tank, because when you're full, you can pour out of the overflow into other people's lives. And when you do that, you are going to make a difference in huge ways. You're going to live with more fulfillment and joy. You're going to accomplish the destiny, the purpose for which you were placed on this planet. So, self-care, is it selfish? Heck no! It is essential for you to be and to do everything you're called to be and to do. So I hope that you will grab hold of something. Comment right now. Come on, tell me, what are you going to do this week to fill your tank? Do you need that? Some of you are like, I don't even know what fills my tank, because you've never given yourself permission to identify those things and then to put it on your calendar. Okay. So I challenge you, take time, identify this stuff, identify your rhythms, and then put it on the calendar. Drop in the comments. Tell me what you're going to do this week, maybe even today. This is where we're going to get off this video. And we're going to go out there and give our greatness to the world because somebody needs what's on the inside of you. But listen, if your tank's empty, you can't give them anything. So stop leading on empty. Fill your tank. I love you so much. You guys are amazing. Have a great day.